in the open road. I got the throttle wide open, feel my pace. Got 100 horses between my legs. No destination, no end in sight. Just me in the open road, riding into the moonlight. On my two wheels, all that I need is white lines and gasoline. Life in the fast lane, it's easy to maintain. Just twist the throttle on back and feel no pain. From the open highways, backwoods of the country, where live free or die is the only way. On my two wheels, all that I need is white lines and gasoline. Never look back, never look back. 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 White lines and gasoline. White lines and gasoline. Two wheels in the open road, life and death in my own hands. I am my own justice, I am my own man. I never look behind through all that I have seen. 'Cause all I need is white lines of gasoline. White lines of gasoline. White lines of gasoline. White lines of gasoline. We believe in the American way, and we built this country called the USA, and we fly our flag 'cause we're proud and free, we're Americans. Red, white, and blue is our way of life. We never back down from a challenge or a fight. Nature provides, God gives the rights, we're Americans. We make up America, this amazing America. Yeah. We fish the waters and we hunt the lands. We forge the steel with our own two hands. With what we've got, we do the best we can. We're Americans. From the snowy passes to the desert sun, the dogs and the horses and the trucks and the guns, mothers and daughters and fathers and sons, we're Americans. We make up America, this amazing America. Yeah, home of the brave in America. We're an amazing America. Our strength, pride, and faith and trust is American. We like the wildest things that you've ever seen. We make them bigger and faster, louder and mean. And tell me, who wouldn't want to be an American? We make up America, this amazing America. Yeah, home of the brave in America. team's a bunch of badasses, if you know what I mean. They're coming out of the sky, out of the sea, and on land, gonna take it to the enemy. Lock and load, boys. Time to explode, boys. Just make sure you get home, boys. They got your back, the pride of the fleets, the pipe swinging forward man, you're the UDT. They don't do it for the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the, they do it for the, they do it for the USA. Ooh yeah, this is the big boys club. Nobody does it quite the way a CLT does. Clean in, clean out. The boys are the best, and they'll be coming for your shells in the deck. So if you see a wrong man coming with guns, you better reconsider whose side you're on. These boys are ghosts, team of the Reaper, and they'll be more than happy to deliver you back to your maker. They don't do it for the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the, they do it for the, they do it for the USA. Because the only easy day was yesterday. Come on! They don't do it for the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the, they do it for the, they do it for the USA. For the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the USA. They don't do it for the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the USA. They don't do it for the money, they do it for the country. It's not about the fame, they do it for the, they do it for the, they do it for the USA. Lock and load, boys. Time to explode, boys. Make sure you get home, boys. They got your back, the pride of the fleets, the pipe swinging frogmen of the UDT. Job, a man, his men and their guns, holding off the enemy for 3 hot days in the desert sun. The decision he made, his men on the grave, was do or die for him that day. He stepped into the light of fire, and the hero on that day, he was a hero, a man of the flag, the likes of which I rarely found. He gave his life, so remember his story and bury him in hallowed ground. Another day back home, and a woman hears a knock at her front door. The silhouette of those unknown soldiers brownie we ate, and the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket treadless, the bomb busting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave? Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight you in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, in the home of the
What do you get when you bring 65 degrees in the air to 65 degrees on the track. You get the perfect conditions for some racing weather. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for tuning in to the All Pro Broadcast Network. I'm Dustin Caldwell. With me on cameras tonight is Michael D'Amico. Tonight, it's the Loose Lugnuts Racing League here on iRacing.com and on YouTube. We'll be bringing you 100 laps of Silver Crown race action here at Iowa Speedway. This is race number 4 of the 5-race series. They're going to be laying down here tonight. Coming off last week at Five Flags was a great race there. And it looks like Jeffrey Wood is still leading in points with Matthew Hevener moved up into second and Bob Wells still battling in third place in points coming into tonight. Next week, it'll be finish out this 5-race series at New Smyrna Speedway. So you definitely want to make sure you tune in for that. It's going to be great racing going on in this series. These guys have put down some great racing all the way back. I started with Kentucky, folks, and that was 80 laps there at Kentucky Motor Speedway of green to checkered. So they've had some great side-by-side action. So we're going to expect to see some great racing here at Iowa here tonight. Drivers are now set to go qualifying, so they're going to put down their best 3 laps to see where they're going to end up here tonight on the grid. As we take a look at some of the qualifying times coming in, they are pouring in as we speak. Bob Wells currently has a fast time, 21.930. Jeffrey Wood, who is right there with him in the top 3 in points, has a 21.890. And it looks like Maurice Johnston in the 322 machine has now moved up into second with a 21.890. Definitely want to give a shout out to the band Madison Rising for doing the Star Spangled Banner and putting on the soundtrack to the race here you see tonight. They are the most patriotic band. Definitely check them out on the web, www.madisonrising.com. You are watching the All Pro Broadcast Network. If you're interested to see what all is in tune with All Pro Broadcast or All Pro Racing, check them out on the web at www.all-pro-racing.com. On Facebook, just look up All Pro Racing. Even on YouTube, look up All Pro Racing. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you'll stay in the know as to when races will be broadcasted here on the All Pro Broadcast Network. Everybody joining us out there in YouTube, want to thank you for your viewership out here tonight. I know we're definitely going to see some great racing from these Silver Crown cars. Guys to watch out for here on the track this evening, Ray Farlow in that 72 machine has been dominant in the official series, and he's a guy that didn't go quietly into the race last week, as it was Logan Runyon. We saw that number 6 machine battle it hard out and was able to come into second after being pushed down all the way as low as 18th position, made his way back up to second, overtaking the 72 Ray Farlow, who was battling hard to try to take down the newcomer on the block, which I'm not seeing that gentleman here tonight. Tough break there for him, as that gentleman didn't make it into the race. And who are we talking about, folks? The guy who stepped into the Silver Crown last week for the first time ever. That was Ryan Kuhn. And that car, number 20 car, stepped into the Silver Crown for the first time and walked away with a victory. Can't get any sweeter than that. We deemed Ray Farlow to be the Goliath and Ryan Kuhn to be the David. And as predicted, David beateth the Goliath last week. Still looking here, folks. We have some time remaining before we go to the green. Looks like about a minute remaining here before they'll go down to the grid, and we'll get you that gridding action. Talk about a little bit about track conditions here. It is 65 degrees, so with cloudy weather, 65 on the track tonight. They will be racing 100 laps here with a 20% fuel capacity. So imagine, Iowa being about almost a mile, similar to Kentucky. They're going to be about 25 laps. I'm going to put the pit window there and say that that's where we're going to see them pit here tonight. Looks like some of the track conditions as well. Marbles will be cleaned automatically from practice. You'll have some usage carried over, about 25% in practice carried over to the qualifying, and 40% of the qualifying usage will be carried over into the race. So that's going to make sure there's going to be a little bit more rubber on the track when these guys go to the green flag here in just a few moments. Some things you want to mention, too, coming up this week, folks. If you've been tuning into the broadcast network, the Digital Forge broadcast network, just got up and running. We will be broadcasting there the All Pro Racing's Xfinity Series. Michael D'Amico here with me on cams, loves to race, and when you're a very, very good cameraman, it gets very difficult to get out onto the track and and be a part of a broadcast and not have to worry about being behind the cam. So All Pro Racing is going to be putting on Wednesdays their Xfinity Series, and we'll be doing that on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network. Looks like drivers have finished up their qualifying. Let's go on down to the grid and see where they're at here tonight. As we look down to the pole, it's going to be the 72 of Ray Farlow sitting on the pole tonight, 21.611 his qualifying time in that 72 DKR Customs machine. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is going to be interesting already. I haven't seen him make his way out to the grid, but out of nowhere comes the 42. He's running the 42 car tonight. Ryan Kuhn, who we talked about being the David versus Goliath, will be starting to the outside of that first row with a 21.677. So Ray Farlow will be the inside, Ryan Kuhn to the outside. As we look back to the second row to the inside lane, the 23 of Donald King in that all-pro machine with a qualifying time, 21.750. Will be starting third to his outside, the number 7. That looks like, Mountain Dew down there. Justin Hall, who battled hard last night in the Street Stock Series, will be starting fourth here tonight. Qualifying time, 21.783. As we move back to fifth place in that 77 Dr. Pepper machine. A lot of soda sponsors here tonight. And starting fifth will be Dewey Hall. That's Justin Hall's father. His qualifying time here tonight, 21.835. A little bit of father-son rivalry there. You got the 17 of Norman Eldrith starting to the outside of Dewey Hall in that 17 machine. Looking back to the inside row in seventh position, the 322 of Maurice Johnston to his outside in that Bass Pro Shops Loose Lugnuts paint scheme, the number 54 of Nick Reynolds. Definitely a guy to watch out for here tonight. Looking back in ninth position, the 38 of Bob Wells, a guy who's up there in points. You want to keep your eye on him. To his outside, Mr. Loose Lugnuts himself in that number 5 Red Bull machine. That is John Hedrick. Starting 11th on the inside lane there in that number 12 Lennox machine, Mr. Heating and Cooling himself, Danny Rudy. To his outside, and there's your man in points, folks. The leader in points in that 64 Baby Ruth machine, starting 12th on the grid here tonight. That's the 64 of Jeffrey Wood. Moving back to position number 13, another over-the-top design scheme here tonight. It is the 32 of Billy Wise. Taking a look to his outside in 14th position, Matthew Heavener there in that 99 Snap-on machine. You have the 006 of the Wild Child. Verlis Falcons will be starting 15th. The 34 Green and Black machine of Corey Bodnott will be running out 16. As we look at 17 is Alan Madding. Tom Campbell showing up here tonight. It's all about the racing, he says, on the 89 machine, starting 18th. Don't know if we're going to see Doug Turner, but we have Travis Zudema there. And the Cure for MS starting 20th. And a few other cars. We got a lot of participants. Thomas Axum, Zach Coyer, Jeffrey Kochis, Doug Van Wyman, Wesley Holland, and I don't know if we're going to see Robert Mattis, but wow, a lot of cars taking the field here tonight. As we now take a look up, the pace car bringing them into 2. It'll be Ray Farlow, Ryan Kuhn taking us to the green here for 100 laps of Silver Crown Racing here at Iowa Speedway. This is the Loose Lugnuts Racing League here on the All Pro Broadcast Network over YouTube. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. We're going to have some great race action for you here tonight. Pace car bringing them around to 3 now. Into the fourth turn they go. It's going to be set to go into the pits. Here we go, folks. Let's get on our feet. Get ready for some race action. Pace car into the pits. The 72 of Ray Farlow, the 42 of Ryan Kuhn up front. Green flag flies into the air, and we're off to this 100-lap event at Iowa Speedway. Here comes Ray Farlow already down into the lower groove. You got Ryan Kuhn in that 42 choosing the high groove, heading into turn 1. Little bit of bump slide there from the 42 of Ryan Kuhn, but he is maintaining his pace on the bumper of the 72 of Ray Farlow. Donald King moves up into third now as he was moving around. He was in second in practice, so imagine he's going to be a fast driver to watch out for here tonight. Justin Hall settling into fourth position now, making his way into turn number 1. Dewey Hall, his father, right there behind him, watching his son ever so closely. He gets into the wall. Oh my goodness, Dewey Hall, the 77, into the wall, and that slowed him up just a little bit. Nick Reynolds probably had a heart attack As Dewey Hall got up and drug his tires on the wall, but no harm, no foul. He's back on it. Going to lose a little bit off the pace, though, as they're now heading into turn 1 of lap number 3. Taking a look here at Norman Eldrith, and back in 7th position, kind of keeping an eye on the 77 of Dewey Hall, as I'm sure he was shaken up a little bit when that car got up into the wall. Looking at the 322 of Maurice Johnston, kind of settled out there. He's about 2 seconds off your race leader here on lap number 4. 2.5 now as he passes the start-finish line heading into turn 2. And he's going to fall a little bit off the pace. But what a battle up front, folks. Ray Farlow trying to hold off the 42. Here comes Donald King in that 23 All-Pro machine coming out of turn 4 as they now make their way across the start-finish line into turn 1. And it's Ray Farlow still setting the pace here tonight. Ryan Kuhn now has to look behind him to the 23 of Donald King. Oh, and Ryan Kuhn gets into the wall. And he takes his tires up similar to what Dewey Hall did. And he's going to fall a little bit off the pace. And here comes Justin Hall knocking on the back door of the 42 of Ryan Kuhn. Donald King able to go around the 42 of Ryan Kuhn and assume into 2nd position. And that, I didn't think that the straightaway was going to be a place to watch out for here tonight. I knew turn 4 typically and turn 2 right after turn 2 are the places you want to watch for here at Iowa Speedway for some incidents to happen. But a little bit further down that back straightaway, these guys are meeting with the wall a little bit later than expected. As we see Ray Farlow now out to a comfortable lead. He's about a half a second lead over Donald King here on lap number 7. But Donald King looks to close that gap heading out of turn number 4 now. Ryan Kuhn still having some issues coming out of turn 4. Gets very close to the wall. And now we see the 7 of Justin Hall undertake him there and move into 4th position heading out of turn number 2. Nick Reynolds back there behind Justin Hall, and Ryan Kuhn's creeping up on the 42 of Ryan Kuhn trying to get up there. He's been working really hard tonight. Oh, and we're going to have our first caution here on lap number 9. And it looks like it's possibly Doug Turner in the 41 machine. And I think he went sliding, trying to come out of pit road possibly. We finally seen him. He didn't field it right. He was 7 laps down coming out of the pits. Slides just a little bit down there on the apron. And as he makes his way up to the track, slides it and rolls the machine. Tough break there for the number 41 of Doug Turner, who draws our first caution of the race here tonight. Again, folks, this is the Loose Lugnuts Racing League here on the All-Pro Broadcast Network. We appreciate you tuning in to YouTube here tonight. Some great racing so far in the first 10 laps of the race. We're going to see if we can get a guy that we want to talk to here, possibly down, maybe see if we can get on the line. See if we can get Jeff Wood on the line here for you folks as we reach out to him. Jeff Wood, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yes, I got a copy.
Well, coming into tonight, buddy, you're battling hard here through this field. Not really sitting where you probably would like to be sitting here tonight. You started 12th. You're currently up to 10th position, first in points. What's going through your mind at this point in the race?
Well, there's a lot of fast cars, definitely faster than myself out there right now. I'm hoping that my entire strategy will play into the equation and I can gain some positions that way.
Yeah, I've seen some controversy up in front of you, Ryan Kuhn. A lot of guys look like they're getting into the wall right out of turn 2. Kind of what we expected to see here tonight. Iowa's always tricky in that respect. Possibly some guys into the wall out of turn 4. How does the car feel like it's handling for you?
I'm running a little bit tight right now, but you'll see me drop down to the lower groove to help it when it pushes up out of the corner.
All right. Well, any shout-outs you'd like to give here for your race here tonight?
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all at All Pro Broadcasting the League and John for always putting on a great show here for us and all the drivers that showed up today. It's amazing.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in the remainder of the race here, and hopefully you can bring home the victory here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
All right, folks. There it was. Jeff Wood had some good words with him. He's your leader in points here tonight, and he's going to see what he can do to climb his way back up to possibly leading this race to maintain his status in points. It is a close battle coming into tonight as Matthew Heavener and Bob Wells are right there with him. And as we take a look at the top 10, Bob Wells has We've fallen out of the top 10. He's currently started 9th here tonight, and he's back in 24th position. Might have had a little bit of tough luck there in that machine. As we look around, lights still pacing. We got a few more laps here to pace. See if we could get the Donald King. Let's see if we get the 23. Getting a lot of requests for this guy out in the YouTube chat. Don King, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
10-4, bud.
Well, what a move you made there on Ryan Kuhn. I'm sure you probably got a little nervous when you seen the 42 go up into the wall there and kind of right it for a little bit. But you were able to capitalize on that mistake from him and get your way up into second position now. What can you expect running behind the 72 at Ray Farlow?
I'm just kind of riding right now, waiting for these tires to come to me. This car's a long-run setup, so the further we go, the better she should get here. So right now I'm just biding my time. We got a long way to go tonight.
And what could we, for the viewers out there who may be wondering, what could we expect as far as a pit window here tonight with 20% fuel?
I'm going to try to get to at least lap 50 and then probably as far as I can from there.
Wow.
Just depends on how the cautions fall and things like that.
Definitely going to try to push the car. All right, as we see the lights have come off that pace car there, bud. Congrats. Good job moving your way up into second position, and best of luck to you in the remainder of the race here tonight.
Thank you, sir.
That was a 23 of Don King in the All-Pro machine. Started third here on the grid, made his way up into second after the 42 of Ryan Kuhn went up into the wall on lap number 6. Taking a look here tonight, Ray Farlow, still your race leader, will be taking us back green, setting the pace. Don King to the outside, Justin Hall and Ryan Kuhn right there behind him. We'll have to see how this will shake out here as we go back to green on lap number 14 of this 100-lap event here tonight. And they are bunching up. Pace cars set to go into the pits. Here we go, folks. It's time to go back green. Pace car into the pits, and Ray Farlow not wasting any time. Wow, what an explosive restart. We saw this last week, folks, as he was laying it down. Some electric restarts from the 72 at Five Flags last week. And we're seeing it again here tonight, and he just explodes away from that field, leaving Don King in the dust. And now Justin Hall, who seen this last week, he knows how Ray Farlow is, and he's doing what he can to climb back up, as Ray Farlow now, as these guys pass the start-finish line, is a half a second lead over the number 7 of Justin Hall. Don King, as we talked, started in second position, coming back off of that the caution, excuse me. And we have another one coming out now. Second caution of the night. Taking a look back, it might be Jeffrey Kotchis in the 63 machine that actually draws it out. But it looks like it's going to be a few other drivers there involved as we go to reel up the replay for you. I think it's going to see the 77 of Dewey Hall involved in that. Taking a look at Dewey Hall. If we can get the replay camera for Dewey Hall in that 77 machine. I think he's going to be the initial cause of it. As we take a look at the replay there, you're going to see some contact made there between the 34 of Corey Bodnott. And wow, does Dewey Hall go for a right up into the catch fence, comes back around, lands on all four, and a few other guys come close to hitting him. No further contact's going to be made there with that 77 Dr. Pepper machine. So he will be bringing out the second caution of the race here tonight. Again, folks, this is the Loose Lugnuts Racing League Silver Crown Series here on this Saturday night. If you're interested in joining a great racing league, check out Loose Lugnuts on iRacing. If you want to know more about them, you can find them on Facebook. Just look up Loose Lugnuts, as these guys put on some great race action here on iRacing.com. We're going to move to a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some more race action for you here at Iowa Speedway. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back to Iowa Speedway here in Newton, Iowa this Saturday night. I'm Dustin Caldwell. With me on cameras is Michael D'Amico. Thanks for tuning in to the All-Pro Broadcast Network out here on YouTube. We are doing the Loose Lugnuts Racing League Silver Crown Saturday Night Series here on All-Pro Broadcast Network. So far tonight, it's been the Ray Farlow show as he's been leading these cars the first 20 laps of this race. We're going to be set to go green on lap number 21 with Justin Hall to the outside. Don King will be in third. Nick Reynolds now is back up in fourth position here tonight. Pace car is set to go into the pits this time around as the lights are off. Here they come out of turn number 4. And watch Ray Farlow to have an electric restart here. That 72 machine. Here we go. Pace car into the pits, and there he goes. He's off to the races on lap number 21. And Justin Hall, a little bit behind on that. He wasn't too far asleep, as they would say, on that restart. But Ray Farlow just explodes with an amazing restart and gets out. He had a half a second lead when we went into cautions about 4 laps ago. And he definitely wants to try to keep himself into a comfortable position up there in first with a little bit of a cushion as we see him come across the start-finish line. And now Justin Hall coming across the start-finish line, so he does maintain his half a second lead over the number 7 of Justin Hall. Don King right there behind in third position as we look back and forth. The 54 of Nick Reynolds trying to chase down the 23 of Don King. Nick Reynolds is about a second off of the pace as he comes across the start-finish line. And now it's 1.2 seconds, but here comes the 54 of Nick Reynolds underneath the 23 of Don King. We got a good side-by-side battle here for third position as Don King able to edge out the 54 heading into turn 3. And it looks like the 54 of Nick Reynolds is going to settle back into fourth. But right behind him, you got that 322 of Maurice Johnston coming across the start-finish line into turn 1, looking to knock on the back door of the 54 of Nick Reynolds. The 17 of Norman Eldrith in there in 6th positions, trying to run down the 322 of Maurice Johnston. But we're going to have another caution flag come out here tonight. As we take a look, we'll have to get the replay for you. It looks like it's going to be the 99 of Matthew Hevener, guy who's up there in points, second in points coming into tonight's race. May had a little mishap there heading into turn number 1. And we're going to see if we could get some more information on that. I think another car ahead of him may have went in the wall, but he got into the back. If we could determine who possibly that was that got up into the wall. We've been seeing a lot of tire rubs into the wall here tonight, folks. And unfortunately, these cars are able to maintain their composure, but that does slow up the pace just a little bit. And when that happens, as we're going to see here on the replay, the 99 of Hevener just gets into the back of the Wild Child here. I believe that's... Still trying to figure out who that is. I look through the paperwork here. The car in front of him got into the wall just a little bit and slowed up Hevener. I believe that's that's who it was. All right, we got it now, folks. Production has updated me. It's the 006 of Verlis Falcons and that Wild Child machine who got up into the wall there heading into turn number 2. As he came out of turn 1, was up into the wall a little bit, and the 99 of Hevener gets into the back of the 006 Wild Child machine of Verlis Falcons and crunched up front end on that 006 machine. As we take a look down here, see if we can get a front view of the car. As you can see, it's really smashed up in the front, and he definitely kind of expected that from a Wild Child, a guy who puts Wild Child on his car. As we see, a lot of the guys are now making their way into the pits. Ray Farlow, Don King, Justin Hall, Nick Reynolds all staying out. Some of the other guys had to get some repair work done here to their vehicles tonight. Let's see if we can move to the leader here. See if we can get Ray Farlow on the line for you, as this guy has been dominating the race here tonight. We're looking for that 72 of Ray Farlow. This is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you know, there's a reason we call you the Goliath here on the All-Pro Broadcast Network, and you're showing it here tonight. Coming out of 5 flags last week, you were pretty dominant in that race, though the tail end did get to you just a little bit with Logan Runyon and Ryan Kuhn finishing ahead of you. But tonight, it's the Ray Farlow show as you are leading these guys the first 27 laps of this race. Tell us, what was your expectations coming into Iowa, and how's the car handling here tonight?
Well, the car's handling good. We got a little more cautions going on than I expected. But other than that, everything's going pretty good.
Is there any expectations of trying to probably make this a one pit stop race, or was you looking at more than that?
I think now it'll be a one stop race.
Yeah, looking at the 20% fuel capacity, was kind of expecting to see some drivers go in a little bit earlier, maybe make this a 4 pit stop race. But talking to Donald King in the 23, I guess we're looking at a 1 pit stop race from you guys.
Yeah, unless we just, we might pit 2 times if we have a long run, but it'll probably be just 1 time.
All right, well, you got a monumental task in front of you, as you got about 72 laps now to maintain this lead. So best of luck to you, and congratulations for starting on the pole here at Iowa.
Thank you.
There you have it, folks, the 72 of Ray Farlow, the Goliath, as we're calling him here tonight in the Silver Crown cars. The guy is amazing in sprint cars and in Silver Crown cars. He's especially in the official series on iRacing.com. This guy does put it down out there, folks. He's very dominant to beat. As we look down to the start-finish line, the cars are coming across. The lights have come off the pace car. We're going to be set to go green on lap number 30. It will be the 72 of Ray Farlow, the 7 of Justin Hall, the 23 of Donald King, the 54 of Nick Reynolds will be your front 4. Maurice Johnson in the 322 machine will round out your top 5 this far here tonight. A little bit of statistics of what we've seen here tonight. As out of the first 28 laps, we have had 3 cautions, 0 lead changes. They've been cautioning for about 15. So about half the race they've been cautioning here so far, but I am only imagining it's going to get better once the drivers get settled into their racecraft here tonight. Heading into turn number 3, pace car bringing around the 72. Ray Farlow's had some electric restarts here tonight, folks. Let's see if he does it again, as we're going to be going back green on lap number 30. Ray Farlow to the inside, Justin Hall to the outside, and here we go. Pace car in. Justin Hall's ready. You see him checking up a little bit. Oh, and he catches him checking up. And Ray Farlow's out to the lead again. Nick Reynolds was ready for it, as he was right there behind Justin Hall, and Justin Hall had to check up to maintain composure, as the car to the outside is not able to pass the inside leader, as the leader does set the pace. And Ray Farlow was anticipating Justin Hall being ready, and look at this 7 catching him up with the 72. 7 of Justin Hall is just not going away. Ray Farlow tried to get out to a half a second lead, as we've seen him do here tonight multiple times, and he's only got barely a 3/10 second lead over the 7 of Justin Hall. Nick Reynolds right there now in 3rd position, as Donald King has fallen back behind the 54 with some good side-by-side battling with Nick Reynolds earlier. And now it looks like Nick Reynolds has surpassed the 23 and is chasing down the 7 of Justin Hall, heading into the back straightaway. Here they come down the back straightaway towards turn number 3. Nick Reynolds trying to get down to the 7, as the 7 has chose the middle groove as well as his 54. They're coming up out of turn 4 across the start-finish line. And Ray Farlow still your race leader here on lap number 33. Taking a look back here let's look back at 8th position, folks. Some great side-by-side battling going on back there. Wow. Zach Coyer looks like he's given up some positions there to John Hedrick. John Hedrick battling side-by-side there. I believe that's a 32 of Billy Wise, who's now moved up into 7th position. You got the 13 of Thomas Axon there, who has won the race last night in the street stocks. Corey Bodnott, who is right there with him in the 34, is working really hard. Zach Coyer now trying to come back in that 31 machine, trying to catch the 34 as they come across the start-finish line in lap number 35. Norman Eldrith, though, looking in 6th position, is kind of sitting comfortably, as he's got about a second gap either way you go between Maurice Johnson and Billy Wise. Ray Farlow coming across the start-finish line into lap number 36 is still your race leader. He's got 0.4 of a second now. He's expanded at about 1/10 of a second over the 7 of Justin Hall. Nick Reynolds, flirts with the wall coming out of 2. And he's going to fall and lose a position there to Donald King, who's now back up into third position. And here on lap number 37, we're going to have another caution come out here tonight. And what a wicked run it was. It looks like it's going to be Billy Wise getting involved in this one. As we see, Billy Wise gets loose heading into turn number 2. Almost hits John Hedrick and gets loose again and just swimming through traffic. And looks like the 26 of Wesley Holland's going to get caught up in that. And they're both going to go up into the catch fence and roll their cars a little bit. And wow, last but not least, the 63. That's the 63 of Jeffrey Kachis is going to get involved in this as well. He's going to come up and just smack the 32 of Billy Wise and send him for more of a spin. Wow, does Billy Wise take a trip back down to the apron? Tough break there. And that's the thing about side-by-side racing, folks. If you get a little bit loose, we saw Billy Wise trying to do what he could to get down to the apron out of the way. And unfortunately, trying to overcorrect it, he caused more of an incident than what probably was wanted from the rest of the field. Tough break there for the 32 as he's now looking to get towed down pit road. As we are on lap number 38 now, Ray Farlow still your race leader. With every caution that comes out, gets him closer and closer to victory here tonight. Last week at Five Flags, Ray Farlow dominated the race, and he came down to some last-minute runs by the 42 of Ryan Kuhn, who was running the 20 car last week, and the number 6 car of Logan Runyon, who I don't believe has fielded here tonight. Was a good race going on between those guys, and fortunately for the 72 Ray Farlow, he's looking like he's repeating last week's performance and hopefully might walk away with a victory here tonight. We take a look at some other guys here. Let's see if we can get Billy Wise on the line here and maybe talk a little bit of what happened with the vehicle as he was heading into turn number 2. Billy Wise, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, I got you.
As we took a look at the replay, you were getting a little bit loose heading from turn 1 to turn 2, looks like you're trying to correct it and avoid causing an incident. Got a little bit loose when you almost went into the 5 of John Hedrick. And, good work swimming through that traffic and not hitting anybody. But unfortunately, it looks like you got involved with the 26 of Wesley Holland, and you both went up into the wall.
Yeah, man, got a little loose there. I thought I was going to save it, but, it is what it is.
You try really hard, and unfortunately, you come out on the bad end of things. How much is the damage to the car? Is it repairable?
Oh yeah, we're good. Did a quick repair, and I think we're a lap down, but we're good.
All right. Well, good job getting it back into the pits, getting it repaired, and saving only one lap out of it. So good work. Any shout-outs you'd like to give for coming into tonight?
Oh, you guys up in the booth, John Hendrick, Loose Lugnuts Racing, and TWCVM.com.
All right, well, there you have it, folks. The 32 of Billy Wise. Best of luck to you in the remainder of the race here, bud.
Thanks, man.
And some great attempt at saving that machine. Brought out the caution here tonight. Billy Wise doing what he can, but unfortunately got smacked around a little bit up into the catch fence, as well as Wesley Holland. And that brings out our caution of the evening here. So we've had 4 of them tonight here in a bit. So we get about 10 laps. Thinking about it, we get every 10 laps. We've seen a caution here tonight. This isn't typical of what you see out of this racing league. These guys have been known, as I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. If you're just tuning in, these guys went to Kentucky Motor Speedway and raced 80 laps of clean racing. Not one caution in that race. So you get some of these trickier tracks, and these guys are just trying to figure out the groove in their racecraft, and that's when you're going to see, a little bit more yellows than what you'd like. As we look down now, heading into turn number 2, the pace car's lights have come off. We're going to be going back green on lap number 42. It will be the 72 of Ray Farlow, the 7 of Justin Hall up front, followed by the 23 of Donald King and the 54 of Nick Reynolds will be your front 4 when we go back green. Ryan Kuhn, who started second here tonight, has fallen way off the pace when he got involved in the wall in the 4th lap. Haven't seen him. He's sitting back at 13th position. Probably going to try to climb his way back up. Imagine we'll see him up in the top 5. Closer when this thing comes to the checkered. Heading out of turn 4 now, the pace car into the pits. And there goes the 72 of Ray Farlow. As the green flag flies, we're back to the races on lap number 42. And Justin Hall just can't match that pace speed when Ray Farlow accelerates coming out of turn 4 and taking it back green. But here he comes, right down the back straightaway, leading Nick Reynolds is right behind him, right behind Nick Reynolds, who's been battling in the leapfrog match, is the 23 of Donald King. And look here, folks, started 23rd. It's the 31 of Zach Coyer making his way up to the top 5 here on lap number 43. Hard charging through the field already here tonight. And Ray Farlow has extended his lead now to 0.3 of a second. As he's heading around turn 4. Now coming out of turn 4, we're going to see what the gap is this time around. As he's going to cross the start-finish line, and it looks like it's going to be... Oh, it looks like the 7 of Justin Hall has picked up 100th of a second, so it's still 0.3. But it was 0.323, now it's 0.313 this time around. So we're almost getting close to the halfway point of the race here tonight, folks. And Nick Reynolds in the 54 machine just trying to run down the 7 of Justin Hall, who's been dominant up there in second position. Started 4th here on the grid, and he's worked his way up to second around Don King. Very close to the wall as they make their way down the back straightaway into turn 3. Ray Farlow now looks like he's losing some time to the 7 and the 54 as they are coming up. Look at Nick Reynolds now. He's trying to set himself up for a good pass as they head into turn 1. And here we go. Will he have enough momentum to make the pass this lap? We'll see as they come out on turn 2, and a little bit loose from both of them. Turn 2's been the one to watch for here tonight, folks. Ray Farlow looks like he didn't get loose, so he'll pick up a little bit more time now as his lead extends to almost 0.4 of a second over the 7 of Justin Hall here on lap number 47. Nick Reynolds was looking like he had a momentum shift to take down the 7. Has fallen a little bit off the gap. So as we take a look back at Matthew Hevener back there in the 99 in 7th position, he has been battling hard, got involved in the caution a couple cautions ago. As we see the 42 of Ryan Kuhn now making his way back up to 7th position. He overtakes the 99 of Matthew Hevener. Still some wiggling from these cars coming out of turn 2. Right there's the 13 of Thomas Axum trying to carry that momentum that the 42 of Ryan Kuhn is carrying with them as they head out of turn 4, getting ready to come across the start-finish line. And it looks like now race control is going to update, and you're going to see Ryan Kuhn in 7th position. These guys are carrying a lot of momentum moving up through this field as they're chasing down the 17 of Norman Eldrith, and it looks like they're just running faster lap times. But Norman Eldrith with an amazing move into turns 3 and 4 had the momentum, but look at the groove shift. As Norman Eldrith went low, the 42 of Ryan Kuhn went high, and he was able to maintain some momentum through a different groove. It's amazing to see these cars can do this on asphalt, as you do see a lot on dirt tracks. A little bit loose there from the 42, but he does pass the 17 of Norman Eldrith, moves up into 6th position. And it looks like may have had an incident here as Norman Eldrith, now Ryan Kuhn's deemed your race leader. So I think we've seen Ray Farlow possibly hit the pits. He's down there getting a pit stop here on lap 50. Taking a look, the leader has made his way down to the pits. And we are seeing some more pitting action. And once these guys know that the leader's pitting, they're going to want to get down and match him. So that way they have the same amount of fresh tires and fuel as the leader. Jeffrey Wood, you deemed your race leader, that 64 Baby Ruth machine, who coming into tonight, folks, he was or he still is leader in points. Matthew Hevener in the 99 machine is second. Bob Wells in third. And some good move there by the 34 of Corey Bodnott. Very scary though, Dewey Hall. A little bit nervous there behind him, as it could have been a good collision there between Billy Wise and Corey Bodnott. And almost Dewey Hall getting in to the 32 of Billy Wise as they came out of turn 2. Some other guys making their way down to the pits now. A lot of pitting action going on here at the halfway point of this race. We talked to Ray Farlow earlier. He said trying to make it a one pit stop race. Thinks he can get 50 laps, as well as Don King said the same thing. So definitely proven my racecraft wrong. I thought we were going to have at least 4 pit stop on the fuel capacity, as this was similar to Kentucky, but it looks like they are going to make it a 1 pit stop race. Wes Holland now your race leader, as we see him click over the start-finish line into lap number 47. Ryan Kuhn has been leading this thing a few laps. Thomas Axum in second. You got Matthew Hevener in third. Jeffrey Wood now is back there in fourth as Wes Holland. Thought he was up there, but he's in the top 5. Ryan Kuhn. This is about where we seen this happen last week at Five Flags. Again, folks, if you are just tuning in here to the All Pro Broadcast Network, thank you for tuning in to the Loose Lugnuts Silver Crown Saturday Night Series here on iRacing and YouTube. We thank you for tuning in. One point of note we want to mention, last week at Five Flags, Ryan Kuhn had never driven a Silver Crown car and came away with the victory. Another caution flag flies, but he is leading this race here on lap number 47. And it looks like, the boat knot's going to be turned by Dewey Hall. That's going to bring out I believe the 5th caution of the night race here tonight. As we take a look at the replay here, Dewey Hall, right there behind the 34 of Corey Bodnot. And you're going to see him just turn him as it's what racers would call, he just plowed right through me here in turn 4. Dewey Hall didn't go high, didn't go low, and in all honesty, as we take a look at the replay, it's going to be some net coding involved in that, not a really actual contact. The program software did deem it as contact, and wow, 77 just mowed right through the 34 of Corey Bodnot. Tough break there. Not a lot of damage. He just cooked the tires as he was spinning out. Doesn't look like there's any damage on the 77 of Dewey Hall. Dewey Hall and Justin Hall, again, folks, father-son. Justin came in second, and Dewey came in third in the street stocks on Friday nights that Loose Lugnuts Racing League does put on. If you are fairly new to iRacing, you want to get in a good street stocks racing league, check them out on iRacing, as the Loose Lugnuts Racing League does have a couple of race series they're putting on. If you're interested in, if you do like racing the B cars or the Xfinity Series cars, folks, coming up on Wednesday nights on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, we'll be broadcasting the All Pro Racing's League, as they will be starting up that series. It'll be a Wednesday night series, so just make sure you put that on your calendar to tune in for that, as there are always some great racing action coming out of the All Pro Racing Series, or League, excuse me. Man, I'm getting bundled up here. Well, here we are, folks, on lap number, looks like lap number 59 with 42 remaining here tonight. Ryan Kuhn, your race leader, followed by the 13 of Thomas Axum, the 64 of Jeffrey Wood, the 99 of Matthew Hevener, the 77 of Dewey Hall are your top 5 here with 42 to go in the race here tonight. Taking a look out there in YouTube, a lot of good chat banter going on in there. Just checking out our audience here. Give us some suggestions on who do you think is going to pull off the victory here tonight. Will it be the 42 of Ryan Kuhn, or is it going to be the 72 of Ray Farlow? Two guys who've been battling really hard in this series, and they were up in the top 3 last week. We'll have to see how this will play out, as looks like Race Control's jumbling things up and giving the lead possibly to Jeffrey Wood. Always a little bit of finagling going on when you have some pit stops involved with the caution. Race Control takes a few laps to get everything situated. Once they do, they get the order worked out and we'll be ready to go back green here in just a few laps. Let's see if we can talk to the 77 of Dewey Hall involved in that last caution here, as he was moving his way out of turn number 4, and right in front of him was the 34 of Corey Bodnot. Dewey Hall, this is Dustin Caldwell in the booth. Are you there?
Yeah, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. As we saw you come down through, it just looked like maybe the 34 slowed up a little bit. It looked like you were trying to gauge which way he was going to go. Unfortunately, he just ended up into the back of him. Tell us, what were you thinking as far as, reaction to what the 34 was doing?
Yeah, I was trying to get to the outside of him there, and just about the time I moved up, he got loose, and we just got together there after having a conversation with him.
Well, hopefully everything's worked out and there won't be any animosity on the track between you two. And you're coming off last night, finishing top 3 in the Street Stock Series. How do you feel coming into tonight at Iowa?
Yeah, hoping we can repeat the same thing if we can keep them up. We caught all the fast cars. They're going with the wrong strategy, and they caught themselves pitting under green, so we caught a few of them laps down there. So we'll see how this all works out for us.
All right, well, good job working through the field here tonight. Started 5th, currently sitting up 2nd. Best of luck to you in the remainder of the race there, Dewey.
3 points.
Thanks, buddy, and hopefully we'll be talking to you later.
All right, best of luck to you. There you have it, folks. There is the 77, of Dewey Hall, who's sitting in 2nd, started 5th here tonight. Surpassed his son, Justin Hall, who had raced up in 2nd position many a times to Ray Farlow, who pitted when Ray Farlow pitted and is now looking back. I believe he is in 20th position at a few laps down. So he's got a little bit of work to do, maybe getting some lucky dogs to get back on that lead lap before we hit the checkered. Lights have come off the pace car. It's going to be Jeffrey Wood and Dewey Hall taking us back green. Here they come into turn number 3. See how Ray Farlow is going to handle this, as he's been the leader all night, as we now have had 3 lead changes here in the race tonight. Pace car into the pits. Here we go. The 64 out low and the 77 up high. Oh, Dewey Hall thought that Jeffrey Wood's going to go, and he got a jump, had to slow up to make sure he didn't pass the leader heading across the start-finish line. And wow, does Jeffrey Wood take that to his advantage. This is your series points leader, folks, coming into the race tonight. And the 64 Baby Ruth machine of Jeffrey Wood has the lead with 38 to go in the race here tonight. Taking a look, here he comes, folks. Going to cross over the start-finish line, 37 to go. His lead is now 0.3 of a second over the 322 of Maurice Johnston, who has since passed the 77 of Dewey Hall on the last lap. And Ryan Kuhn looks to take down John Hedrick as he does pass him. And now he's going to pass the 77 of Dewey Hall. Wow, the 42 machine is just moving through the field. And he's getting a little bit loose, though. Here he comes down the start-finish line, folks. Across the front stretch into turn number 1. We got 36 laps to go, and now he's knocking on the door of the 322 of Maurice Johnston. As they're making their way in the back straightaway, Jeffrey Wood up front still has a 3/10 lead over the 322 of Maurice Johnston. He's able to hold off that machine. Let's see if he's able to keep it that way with the 42 of Ryan Kuhn closing in on the 322 of Maurice Johnston now with 35 to go in this race. Here they come into turn number 1. The 42 of Ryan Kuhn chasing down that 322 machine in the back straightaway. And it looks like now that Maurice Johnston's also closing the gap on the 64 of Jeffrey Wood. Oh, we're going to have some good race action here. Here they come down the front stretch, getting ready to cross the start-finish line with 34 to go in the race here. Here comes the 64 of Jeffrey Wood into turn 1. 322 of Maurice Johnston up high. The 42 of Ryan Kuhn down low, and we almost have some 3 wide heading out of turn 2. You got the 322 side by side up high with the 64, and now the 26 of Wes Holland is into the mix. We got a good battle for the lead with the front 4 cars coming across the start-finish line. 33 to go in the race here tonight, and the 64 is still maintaining. Look at the groove difference, and these cars ain't losing any pace off of one another, as the 322 of Maurice Johnston now is going to take the lead here with 33 laps to go. And now the 26 of Wes Holland side by side with the 42 of Ryan Kuhn out of turn 4. We got 3 wide. Oh, and the 26 of Wesley Holland is going to kick out the 77 of Dewey Hall. Or excuse me, I misspoke on that one. I apologize. You apologize that Wes Holland smacked the race leader, who was Jeffrey Wood, and sent him down. Jeffrey Wood was able to recover. Good job there by the 64 to maintain composure and keep himself in this race. He does fall back, currently looking at 13th position, but he is on the lead lap. So good, outstanding work there from the 64 Baby Ruth machine of Jeffrey Wood. Maurice Johnston able to capitalize off that and go into the race lead, as he is now about a half a second lead over the 42 of Ryan Kuhn. The 77 of Dewey Hall is right there in third. Now Wes Holland, who got into Jeffrey Wood, is chasing down the 77 for third position. Right behind Wes Holland, you got the 13 of Thomas Axum. And then it's a giant gap between Thomas Axum and the 99 of Matthew Hevener, who's back there in 6th position. And he looks like he's battling hard there. John Hedrick is in 7th, trying to catch the 99. But he looks like he's involved in a little bit of lap traffic there. Not going to be able to get past them at this point in time. As we take a look back up to the race lead with 29 to go, 28 this time around. It'll be Maurice Johnson, the 322 machine taking the lead. So far here tonight, folks, with all that finagling going on, we've had 4 lead changes here tonight, 5 cautions for 24 laps. Dewey Hall now looking to fend off the 26 of West Holland as they are making their way across the start-finish line, 26 to go in the race here tonight. West Holland trying to lower groove on the 77 of Dewey Hall into turn number 1 and 2. Who's it going to be? They're side by side, and it looks like the 77 is going to come up with the victory there as far as maintaining in the 3rd position. The 26 of West Holland is going to fall back behind the 77 of Dewey Hall. Coming out turn 4. Oh, and he gets into the back of it. Sends Dewey Hall up into the wall, and that's going to slow up the 77. Take no prisoners here tonight. The 26 of West Holland is just soldiering his way through the field, bullying these cars. Here comes the 13 of Thomas Axum. If I was Thomas Axum, I'd be a little bit scared right now, as the 26 has just bullied his way through. Look at the front of that car on that 26 machine. He has got some crinkled up bumpers on that, not losing any aerodynamic effects to the car. But man, has Wes Holland just bullied his way through these cars to maintain these positions. And Thomas Axum in the 13 machine choosing and trying to pick and choose carefully as to how he would pass the 26. And there he goes, Thomas Axum. As it looks like the 26 got loose up on a turn 4. And Thomas Axum just patiently waiting will assume 3rd position. And Dewey Hall is still in 4th as we look at the 72 of Ray Farlow. Ray Farlow is a lap down, folks. At this point, he would be the lucky dog. We have another caution come out in the race. We do have 24 laps remaining. The guy back up front, the 322 of Maurice Johnson, is still your race leader as he's making his way into turn 2, heading into the back straightaway. Got about a half a second, almost 0.6 of a second lead over the 42 of Ryan Kuhn, who is trying to fend off the 13 of Thomas Axum, heading into turns 3 and 4. Axum looking to go side by side with the 42 of Ryan Kuhn. 72 Ray Farlow now still chasing him down impressively. The 72 Ray Farlow, who's had the fast car here tonight, has just been, due to a green flag pit stop, went 1 lap down a few laps ago. Around the halfway point of this race, Ray Farlow decided to pit. He said he was going to make it a 1 pit stop race. Did so and cost him a little bit here tonight, but hopefully praying for a caution to come out at this point. We got 21 to go in the race here tonight, and still some good battling for 2nd position as you're seeing the 42 of Ryan Kuhn hold off the 13 to Thomas Axum. These guys are just battling hard here tonight. Some great racing action by the Loose Lugnuts Racing League. This is their Saturday Night Silver Crown Series here tonight. We thank you for tuning into the All Pro Broadcast Network here on YouTube. And so this is some great racing. This is the typical racing you see out of this racing league here that the Loose Lugnuts Racing Series does put on. Give a little bit of driver statistics here tonight, folks, as we're looking at Ray Farlow on the back of the 13 of Thomas Axum. Ray Farlow led 48 laps of this race, and looks like Maurice Johnson's about 14 laps leading into it now. And Maurice Johnston had to pit in the height of all the excitement that we did see the 322 pitting really late. Tough break there for the 322 of Maurice Johnson, so it's going to be the 42 of Brian Kuhn up to the race lead. Battling with the 13 of Thomas Axum, you got the 26 of Wes Holland now in 3rd. 99 of Matthew Hevener in 4th, and the 006 of Verilus Falcons is up there in the top 5. Ryan Kuhn still battling hard to maintain the lead here tonight. He said he wanted to try to make it a back-to-back win coming into last week at 5 Flags. He walked out with a victory there. Never driven a Silver Crown car in that race, folks. Impressively has come in and showed dominance in both these races here for the Loose Lugnuts Racing League. And as we see, Thomas Axum's not going quietly there in 2nd position. He is still ever maintaining his pace. The 72 of Ray Farlow, folks. Even though it looks like he's in 3rd, he is 1 lap down. He would be the lucky dog had we have another caution flag come out in this race. 16 laps to go. Still Ryan Kuhn, your race leader. Matthew Hevener back there in 4th position has a comfortable spot. The 26th of Wes Holland. Oh, Axum looks like he Race Control taking a look at Race Control. Race Control shows Wes Holland now up into second position. Somehow he's got around the 13 of Thomas Axum. And the 99 of Matthew Heavener still maintains fourth. Looks like it may have been a little bit of lap traffic there with the 77 of Dewey Hall. Here comes Ray Farlow, though, battling hard with the 42 of Ryan Kuhn, even though he's a lap down, still giving pressure to the young kid up there in the 42 machine. And look at the veteran status of moves by Ray Farlow. Guy shows that he's definitely raced these cars a lot, and he knows how the temperaments are. And it's David and Goliath once again, one in front of the other. We saw this a lot last week at Five Flags, and a lot of pressure for the 42 to come home with this first victory. I imagine it's only that much more pressure here tonight to try to come out with back-to-back wins, especially walking out of Iowa, which is no small feat at this 0.88-mile track. 11 laps to go in the race here tonight, folks. Wes Holland still in second position. Matthew Heavener now moves up into third. Verlis Falcons in fourth. And Doug Van Wyman is looking in fifth position there in that 70 machine. Donald King, guy that we talked about early on in this race, has gone a lap down. He's currently sitting in 11th position, even though he's battling side by side with the 70. A lot of these guys that are sitting a lap down have the faster cars, but due to their pit strategy, has put them a lap down, and we haven't had a caution since about the midpoint of this race, which has been a tough break for these guys early on. The 42 of Ryan Kuhn, still your race leader, folks. We got 10 to go in the race now. Wes Holland back there in second, and 1.5 seconds off the pace of your leader. And Ray Farlow, it's impressive to see the 72 of Ray Farlow battling this hard with the leader, even though he's a lap down, but he is sitting in ninth. But he does make a pit stop. Oh, this is interesting. Ray Farlow, this late in the race, makes his way up into the pits, folks. Ninth position, first guy that, if a caution does come out, he could potentially lose his lucky dog status, which, it's just interesting strategy there. Maybe he got a black flag. I'm not sure, as we see him make his way into the pit stall now. There he had the front pit stall as he started on the pole here tonight. Ray Farlow's down in the pits. Don't see any more action from that car. Don't know exactly what happened. Just been a tough break there. We'll have to catch up with them later on here, maybe after the race, and find out exactly what happened with the 72 machine. 42 is still your race leader with 7 to go this time. Wes Holland. Oh, and it looks like he got a little bit loose, and now Wes Holland is your race leader here. And that's going to give some more updates to the statistics. And now we have 5 lead changes in the race here tonight. Matthew Heavener still has overtaken Verlis Falcons, and now he's sitting up in third. Ryan Kuhn going into the pits with 6 to go. These guys, this is interesting to see the flip-flop now, as Ryan Kuhn led so much in the race, and now looks like he might, a lot of these guys have been a lap down and may have the opportunity to get back on the lead lap, as Ryan Kuhn led 23 laps of the race so far here tonight. He's down into the pits. Wes Holland's your race leader. Let's see what he can do now with 5 to go. Working his way into turn number 3. Matthew Heavener in second position. Doug Van Wyman in third. Alan Madding in fourth. And Tim Campbell's in the top 5 now. So just to give you a little bit of tidbit of information here, folks, Wesley Holland started 26th on the grid and is now working. He didn't put down a qualifying time, and now he's sitting in first position through a lot of the flip-flop of the pacing, or the pit stops, excuse me. And it's 4 to go as he crosses over the start-finish line, folks. 3 to go. As you're now seeing Dewey Hall come up. Oh, this could be detrimental for the 26. The 77 says, I remember what you did to me. And now the pressure's on you to lead this race. Let's see what Dewey Hall, if he's going to return any of the bullying favors that Wesley Holland did earlier in this race. As we see Wes Holland go high. Oh, and he tries to block out Dewey Hall. And wow, they definitely have some animosity between those two cars, as Wesley Holland does not like the racing of the 77. And he said, you're not going to cost me this race. And it looked like a little brake check action there from Wes Holland. Wow. And oh, look at this, folks. 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go, and the 26 of Wes Holland goes into the pits. Good night to the 26 here tonight, folks. That's going to cost him the race. I think it may have been fuel there for that machine. And look at the 99 of Matthew Hevener. Bittersweet as the white flag is in the air. Here he comes, folks. Matthew Hevener. Wes Holland's into the pits. And here we go. Will it be Matthew Hevener? He's up there in points. There's the checkered flag, and oh! It looks like race control shows it. Yep, the 99 of Matthew Hevener will be taking victory here tonight in Iowa. The 89 of Tim Campbell in second, and the 26, amazingly, of Wesley Holland finishes third. That's just really interesting to see how that played out. Nope, race control does update. I don't know, folks. We're going to have to move to a short commercial break to get this figured out. They were showing Wesley Holland in third, but Ryan Kuhn now shows in third. So we'll have to figure this out and get this worked out here. So we're going to move to a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to have some driver interviews for you. So don't go anywhere. This is the Loose Lugnuts Racing League this Saturday night Silver Crown Series here on the All Pro Broadcast Network. We'll be right back right after this. Welcome back to Iowa. What an electric finish it was here tonight on this Saturday night. This is the Loose Lugnuts Racing League's Saturday Night Silver Crown Series, race number 4 of the 5-race series, and what a battle it was here tonight. Before we talk to the top 3 here tonight, folks, we're going to talk to the 72 of Ray Farlow, a guy who led 48 laps of the race here tonight, had a critical pit stop around the halfway point of this race, and never got the caution that he probably wanted to see come out. Ray, I tell you, fortunately for you, you didn't get the caution to get you back on the lead lap. It looks like you're going to finish 13th here tonight, a couple laps down. Tell us a little bit how, after that pit stop, how did the race feel for you?
And, the car still felt good. I was fast. Just couldn't get the break I needed.
Yeah, we had a lot of cautions, about 5 up towards the halfway point of this race, and it just seemed like everybody stayed green after that, which, would have been a critical pit stop. You made it about halfway point through the race thinking that, you may have at least one more caution, especially with the way the race went on early on in the night. It didn't happen for you there. But, we did see you battling up there with the 42 of Ryan Kuhn up there in the race lead. Was you trying to put pressure on him knowing that he was leading the race?
Well, I was just trying to get by him and hoping the caution come out. I think I was only 1 lap down. I could have been 2, but I was hoping to get back on the lead lap there at the end.
We did see you with about 6 to go make your way into the pit stops. Can you tell us what happened with the car there and why the decision was made to go into the pits?
Oh, by then I was out. I had to pit. it turned into a 2-stop race.
Oh, unfortunately. Tough break there for you, buddy. But next week, it's the closing, the 5-race series in New Smyrna. Can we expect anything from the 72 heading into that race?
Yeah, we should be pretty good there. These broadcasted races, I tell you, as many as I run, I just can't get the lucky break I need. But yeah, we'll definitely be back next week.
All right. Well, best of luck to you in that. And unfortunately, it was a tough break, but you led 48 laps of the race, no small feat by any means. So we'll have to see you next week and see what you can do in race number 5 there, Ray.
All right, appreciate it.
There you have it, the 72 Ray Farlow, the guy who led the first half of the race, folks. And through one pivotal pit stop, unfortunately, doesn't finish up where he would like to finish, at least in the top 10. We're going to move up to our top 3rd finish here, folks. As it looks like now everything kind of flip-flopped around, we're going to move to the young gun here. The number 42 of Ryan Kuhn, this guy coming off a victory last week at 5 Flags. All the controversy came through to lead some of the race here tonight. And you finished 3rd, Ryan. I tell you got to be pretty happy with where you stand, especially being as new as you are to the Silver Crowned car.
Yeah, it was a good race there. That all came down to fuel strategy. That was kind of strange, but I'd never thought it would come down to that, but it did. But it was a great race. I honestly didn't think I was going to run this race because I was on vacation in Miami and just chilling out there, and we thought we were going to miss our connecting flight, so we thought we were going to miss it. But a hell of a race, and wow, I was trying to save fuel there, but I just ran out at the end, so that was a good race.
Yeah, it definitely was, and it was led 23 laps of the race, and you were chasing down so hard. I think it was like with 5 or 4 to go, you ended up going into the pits. Was that a fuel stop for the 42?
Yeah, that was a fuel stop. Run out there.
A tough break to come up so short at the end, but at least you're able to get onto the podium and finish 3rd. Are we going to expect to see the 42 at New Smyrna for race number 5?
Most likely, we'll see that number 42 machine there.
All right. Well, looks like you found your groove with the Silver Crown cars. Best of luck to you here tonight. Or congratulations for finishing 3rd here tonight. Best of luck moving into the week next week, as you're going to be moving up yet again here in the points, possibly contending for possibly the top 5 there in points. So congratulations again. Any final shout-outs you want to give there for your finish here tonight?
My final shout-outs are my sponsors, Modern Auto Body, Jimmy Service, Bernier's Liquors, Jimmy Service. Yeah, I already said Jimmy Service, didn't I? But yeah, all in all, that was great. 1372 Racing. I'd like to thank my teammate Thomas Axum. We had that same fuel strategy at the end there, but yeah, it was pretty good.
All right. Well, congratulations again for your 3rd place finish. We'll look forward to seeing you next week at New Smyrna.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're going to now move to the 2nd place finisher here tonight. Guy didn't have a chance to talk too much about here tonight, but he does make it up into the 2nd place, the number 89 of Tim Campbell. And Tim, coming into tonight, you started 18th position on the grid, and you finished 2nd. How do you feel about your 2nd place finish here tonight?
I feel fantastic. It's the first time I've been in these cars, and I was kind of laying back there and trying a little pit strategy there, and I guess it paid off for me at the end there.
Well, let me correct you. This is your first time racing Silver Crown ever?
Ever. First time I got in the car, and it worked out with the pit strategy for me on this one.
This is amazing, because last week it was Ryan Kuhn's first time ever getting into the Silver Crown car. He was able to claim victory at 5 Flags, and this is your first time ever, and you're getting 2nd. This league is putting on some great racers, and just a testament to the great racing we see here in the Loose Lugnuts Racing League. And I tell you what, Tim, congratulations on your 2nd place finish. Any shout-outs you'd like to give for your finish here tonight?
Yeah, sure. Appreciate it. Definitely to Loose Lug Nut Racing. They put on a great race. And John Hedrick and Jeff, they do a fantastic job. And also to Over the Top Paints for all the paint schemes that John does. And also the last one is TWC Virtual Motorsports. All the guys helped me get up to speed on here with this Silver Crown tonight.
All right. Well, we'll have one more race in this 5-race series next week at New Smyrna. Do we see the 89 heading to that track?
Yeah, I think I'm going to be there. The first time like this, I kind of enjoy this car, and I think I'll be back in there.
All right. Well, congratulations again to your 2nd place finish, and we look forward to seeing you race next week at New Smyrna.
Yep. Thank you very much, man.
There you have it, the 89 to Tim Campbell. Another first-time guy gets in at least the top 3 positions in a race. Amazing job by the racecraft of these drivers to be able to do so. But here's a guy who kind of went quietly through this race, just biding his time, call him the patient guy. And I tell you what, Matt, you started 14th on the grid. You worked your way up for that 99 machine to come in first here tonight. And it looks like it was fuel from Ryan Kuhn who went out, and Ray Farlow, about halfway point of the race, decided to make a green flag pit stop and did not see the caution come out that he wanted after having 5 in the first half of the race. So tell us, how do you feel about your finish here tonight at Iowa?
I feel great, man. Kind of really worked out like I thought. I knew I could get 38 laps, but I didn't think everybody else would be, laps down there at the end.
We did see you get involved in a caution early on in the race and able to come back and battle through and get a victory is no small feat, and definitely some good work not getting down after that caution, and you just push that 99 back through the field, and now you walk away out of victory. Second in points tonight coming in, and right there behind Jeffrey Wood ahead of Bob Wells. Tell us, how does it feel? It looks like you're probably going to be surpassing Jeffrey Wood for the lead in points heading into New Smyrna next week.
Feels good, man. Feels good.
Well, is there any final shout-outs you'd like to give for your victory here at Iowa?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Wes Hollins' spotter for telling me we can make it 38 laps on fuel. And I want to apologize if I keyed up and I might have used a little profanity during the race.
It happens, just in the moment in the game in any sport you're in. Some things tend to fly, and luckily for your team, it wasn't loose Lugnuts. All right, well, congratulations again, Matt, for your victory here tonight. We look forward to seeing you in New Smyrna next week for race number 5 of this 5-race series. So go ahead and go celebrate.
Thanks, man.
There you have it, folks. The 99 of Matthew Heavener taking victory here at Iowa, race number 4 of this 5-race series. We're going to be back next week to close out this 5-race series at New Smyrna Speedway. And I tell you what, it's only getting warmer and warmer in the points battles as Jeffrey Wood tonight, who was leading, finishes about 10th, he finishes 10th in the top 10. And that's going to at least one lap down, so that's going to shake things up. Bob Wells, who was 3rd in points here tonight, looks like he is going to fall back even further. So, unfortunately, he's going to finish, I think he finishes right there behind Jeffrey Wood in 11th position. So, he's going to be back. So, with Matthew Heavener taking the victory here tonight, we imagine we might see him take the points lead when it's all said and done here in the Loose Lugnuts Silver Crown Racing Leagues here on Saturday nights. It's been a great racing and 100 laps here at Iowa, folks. We had 5 cautions in the first 50 laps. Banking on a caution, the 72 of Ray Farlow not able to get it done here tonight. We call him the Goliath because this guy is very dominant, made a very choice decision, a pro-veteran decision to pit, expecting at least one caution to come out. Unfortunately for him, it did not happen, so he will be finishing down in 13th position here tonight. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the All Pro Broadcast Network. Thank you for tuning in out here on YouTube. We're going to be back Saturday night, but if you're wanting some more race action before then, make sure you tune in Wednesday on the Digital Forge Broadcast Network, as I'll be over there broadcasting for the All Pro Racing's Xfinity Series, as they will be starting that series up, and it's going to be some great race action over there. But that'll do it for us here tonight. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next time, folks, for the Loose Lugnuts Racing League, and for Michael D'Amico on cams. Thanks for that. This is Dustin Caldwell saying stay safe, and we'll see you.
A move. Truex in the outside, contact made. 56 slides it at a 4. Who's going to be at the stripe? Dead even, give it to Ryan Truex. Truex is your winner over Tandy. In the open road, I got the throttle wide open, feel my pace. Got 100 horses between my legs. No destination, no end in sight. Just me in the open road, riding into the moon.